wow. You hear stories all the time about people just getting fucked over, and you hear so many of them after a while, it's just sort of like, damn, that's fucked up, and then you move on. But this one apparently, not apparently, it is. This one is just such a fucked up deal that it deserved a 10-hour documentary series, basically 10-hour long episodes filmed over like a decade or more, basically, and it deserved it. Like I said, there's some fucked up shit that happens, but this right here, man, this was big time fucked up, and hopefully something can happen. I don't know. By the end of it, you just feel like Brendan and Steven are just out of options. From based on just watching the 10 hours of the movie, I think they're innocent. I don't know who the fuck did it. I know there's all kinds of theories out. I guess just based on watching the movie, who I would think did it, or at least they ought to fucking look into, was the brother and the brother-in-law or the nephew, Scott and Bobby, anyhow. Brendan's older brother and Steven's brother-in-law. I don't know, man. They just kind of came off as assholes. They were one another's alibis conveniently, and I believe it was Bobby. Maybe it was Scott. I don't remember. One of those tools was basically their claim was they woke up at 2:30. That's how they knew it was 2:30, because they wanted to get up at 2:30 and go hunting. 15 minutes later, they were on the road passing one another. So, dude knows he got up at 2:30 because that's what time he was going to get up. So you're telling me at 2:29 he was asleep, and at 2:45 he was on the road passing this dude on his way to go hunting? So right off the bat, there's some fishiness right there. I mean, doesn't mean he killed the girl, but does mean something's fishy. That just doesn't add up. But I mean, I believe I saw that right. I just watched each episode one time, but pretty sure the dude got out of bed, was on the road for a hunting trip in about less than 15 minutes, we'll say. Maybe he just slept in his gear, had the bow and the gun, the dog, whatever, already in the truck, and just hopped in like, brrr. I don't know. And it was pretty convenient. I know a lot of people hunt in Wisconsin, obviously, but pretty convenient alibi. I was hunting. Went hunting alone. Out in the woods all day and night. Man. And by the way, dude gets up at 2:30? Jesus. Fucking rough life, bud. So anyhow, that's why those two dudes were douchey. I'm not saying they killed her. There's theories out there. Dudes I work with, man, they think Lenk did it or somebody in the police force did it. I guess my gut feeling is, I don't even know. I was going to say, I guess my gut feeling is there just happened to be a murder. Somebody killed this woman. And Teresa, someone killed her, and the cops were just on it. Like, this is perfect, man. We've been meaning to get that Avery guy. He's about to hit us for 36 mil, son. This county's fucked. Colburn and Lenk are fucked. So that's my feeling, anyhow. I don't know. I don't know if that's a popular theory, what all the theories are. See, it's my dude texting me. I have a buddy up in Wisconsin. I got friends that live up in Wisconsin. We've probably exchanged like 500 texts in the last 2 days about this. He says it's just absolutely crazy up there. He's an Ohio boy, longtime friend, moved up there. His wife and some of his friends that are lifelong Wisconsin people, though, I don't think they're taking it too well. They're just like, oh man, based on the accents from everybody and just the Averys overall, just everything, and then these asshole apparently crooked cops, and it's just nuts, man. I don't know. I don't know what to think. But Lenk and Colburn seemed a little fishy to me. It almost seemed like by the end of the movie, they were like, yeah, so he planted the key, big deal. Kind of seemed like they also might have planted the blood. I don't know, dude. Them guys are fishy. The whole scene with Colburn and the license plates when he was on the phone with the dispatcher, I mean, it 100% felt like he was sitting there looking at that automobile. I don't know, again, we only heard the audio, we didn't see video, but boy, it sure seemed like that. I don't know. The interrogation of Brendan was just disgusting. The two special investigators, I don't know what their deal was, man, but the guy from the FBI with the miraculous blood test, the judge, just everybody, man. Just a straight up good old boy network, as they call it. Just sucks for the Averys, man. Mr. and Mrs. Avery just seem like, just good people to me. I don't know them personally, and obviously this documentary wasn't going to make them look like assholes, but it was just really sad to me by the end of it to see Mr. Avery just a defeated man. I mean, that seemed like, if anything, you were not going to fucking beat that guy. And by the end, man, they had beat him. He was just drunk and stumbling around. It was sad. Dolores, as Steven's mother, just want to give her a big hug, man. The shit they've put that woman through. And look, if Steven did it, we're all fucking idiots for thinking he's innocent. But I don't know. I guess that is one thing I will say. The movie, obviously, is kind of steering you towards, just like those creepy fucking interrogators did Brendan. The movie's just sort of pointing you towards like, look, man, the guy's innocent. Who knows what they're leaving out? I don't know. I'd like to think they tried to just show it as it is, but I don't know. But, initially when I heard about this, it was called Making a Murderer. Dude went to prison for 18 years and then gets out and allegedly murders somebody. Not even allegedly. They say he murdered somebody, but it's fishy. My initial thought was, oh shit, so this normal guy who had never done anything gets sent to prison for 18 years. He's innocent the whole time, is exonerated, gets out, but meanwhile, serving 18 years of hard time turned him into a killer. He gets out and he kills a bitch. That's what I kind of thought before I ever started watching. Just a little bit I knew about it. A guy was in prison for something he didn't do, gets out, and now he's charged with murder. I thought, yeah, kind of makes sense to me. I could see 18 years of prison for something you didn't do, maybe turning you into a psycho. I don't know. Seemed believable. So I do have a little, I don't know what percent of me thinks that, yeah, man, Steven was a psycho. When he got out, he was a killer, and he fucking killed this bitch. Guy definitely was a ladies' man. He liked the ladies, no doubt about that. I mean, the dude somehow spent most of his life in prison and constantly has a girlfriend, so go figure. Guy's had a better dating life than I have the last 15 years. And his life's been complete hell. It's probably that accent. Yeah. They say yeah a lot up there, don't they? They're like, yeah, here I am talking about somebody's accent. Isn't that just perfect? So I don't know, man. Lenk and Colburn seemed awful shady. That prosecutor, man, what an asshole. That guy just seemed like an asshole. Oh, Lynn, Brendan's original attorney. Poor Brendan just kind of gets forgotten in this whole thing because Steven's perhaps getting double fucked. Kind of forget about Brendan. His mom, there was times when I just was right there with his mom, like, right on. And there was other times I was just like, oh, God, shut up, man. It's a shame that Brendan had to deal with you as a mother. But overall on him, I don't know. Basically everything we saw of him, he didn't seem like a, a malicious killer, rapist, whatever he was. Oh, that reminds me of the blood thing. That's my biggest hang up. How did they not find any DNA or blood of hers in the house? I know obviously the prosecutor at the end was like, well, that's because they didn't kill her in the house. Well, fuck you, dude. I thought, okay, they stabbed her and cut her throat in the house. At least that's what I thought. I thought on the bed she was at least stabbed or something. She was definitely raped and chained up and all that, but no hair. Like they said, nothing on the bedpost. They didn't find anything except that key that was most likely planted. It appears that was planted. Just frustrating overall. I recommend watching it, but you're going to be frustrated and upset. It seemed like by the very end, too, it seemed like maybe episode 7 or 8, they find him guilty. They found him guilty on... They did find him guilty on murder, but not of, whatever was it, doing something to a corpse. I forget what they call the exact charge. But anyhow, it was like, yeah, okay, he killed her, but he didn't burn her and bust up her bones. It's like, what? I guess Brendan did that because he was guilty on all of them. They said in the show some kind of jury compromise. What was up with that jury, too, man? How the fuck? I don't know. The whole deal was fucked. How many times have I said I don't know? So what's your theory, man? I'm sure people have got theories. That was the whole point of this video, just to kind of start a discussion. Talk to my friends endlessly about it. Talk to guys at work. Talk their ears off. Some of them know about it. Some of them don't. Yep. I've heard everything from they think somebody in the police force did it, either if it was Lenk or not. Colburn, though. And even, I'm not positive, but it seemed like there at the very end, finally when Steven was found guilty, it looked like they let Colburn be the one that put him in the car. Just like, haha, gotcha, we win. Well, fuck you, Colburn and Lenk and whoever else was maybe involved. Oh, that one lady that used God. Just how is that fair? You're allowed to do that in court? You're allowed to just bust out God? It's like, yeah, there's this 40-acre salvage yard. She just rolls up and within 20 minutes finds the car they're looking for. And they just happen to supply that woman with the phone number, a direct phone number to the sheriff, conveniently. It just sort of seemed like the car was planted there along with the blood inside of it. That's the way it seemed anyhow. And they probably didn't tell this bitch exactly where it was at, but, they're like, hey, go in there and kind of look up on that ridge. You might find something, who knows. But she had a nice little, crucifix with Jesus, the Lord Jesus Christ on it, with her little necklace there. And somebody did ask her, they're like, wow, man, 40-acre salvage yard, and you just rolled right up in there and found it. It's pretty impressive. Kind of fishy. She She was like, God showed me the way, bro. That was frustrating. I didn't even know you could do that in court. You know, I thought there was some kind of separation of church and state and all that good stuff. You can't, you just, hey man, God, bro. Boom, gotcha, son. The fucking defense attorney was like, all right, not going to argue with God, man. What can you say? And the hunters, that was a convenient alibi. They're like, yeah, I was hunting. Going out and shooting some rabbits, bro. I don't know. All right, I've rambled on long enough. Let me know what you guys think, though. You know, I would like to hear what some theories are. Maybe if anybody thinks he's guilty, let me know. If there's any locals up there that know parts of the story that I don't know. Because even my friends that live up there, you know, it's not like they just live right there on the same street as the Avery salvage yard. They never knew Steven. Was Steven crazy? I don't know. Was he a psycho? Was Brendan really as, you know, as dull as they claim he was and he appeared to be? Dude was dull. All right, man. See you guys. I'm F Zappa 20. Thank you for watching. If you hung in there this long, I appreciate it. Thank you for listening to me talk. See you guys.